Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold, and we also look at a couple of the yen pairs. As always, we start off on the dollar index daily time frame because that tells us exactly what to do on the dollar pairs themselves. Now, I've had this 100% Fibonacci extension on the daily time frame for weeks now. You can go back and see my videos. I've been saying that this is likely going to be a good area of resistance. Now, I had this labeled as a WXY because I was just looking for an alternative analysis. But like I've been saying, this could be a running flat. If this is a running flat, then you would get a lower high and then you would get lower lows for the way B, and then it would potentially would just continue the downtrend. Or potentially my other analysis is that this is a WXY because I mean there definitely is three waves up here, and there definitely is three waves down here. This could now turn into one, two, three waves up like this for a wave Y before it ends up continuing the downtrend. So we do have a couple different possibilities, which I always like to do because that way we don't get surprised. But one thing we do know for sure is that this wave from here to here is complete. Now, only two things can happen. It can maintain impulsive movement down, going down and breaking structure, potentially, making a trend reversal if it really is a wave C and a running. Or it could possibly make a pullback to this wave right here. It is possible that this move down turns into an overlapping pattern and ends up doing something like that. So we are definitely trying to determine over the next week or so whether this move down is going to turn into a corrective overlapping pattern like this, leading to more upside, or whether it's going to maintain impulsive movement to the downside, and possibly this really is a wave C, and possibly the dollar really is back into the downtrend. So either way, we're looking for shorts right now, right? So going down to the 1 hour time frame, we got this break of structure several times yesterday over the last. Actually, it all happened yesterday. So yesterday we had these breaks of structure to the downside. That definitely would have turned us bearish the dollar, which definitely would have turned us bullish the euro, the pound, the Aussie, and potentially bearish the dollar CAD and the dollar Swiss. Now, our current structure on the dollar index is right here. If it breaks and holds above there, then we'll definitely start looking for longs again. Otherwise, we're looking for shorts. Like I explained on the daily, this thing could maintain impulsive movement down. It could be making a brand new downtrend on the daily time frame. So definitely looking for shorts, which means we're looking for longs on the euro, the pound, the Aussie, looking for shorts on the dollar CAD and the dollar Swiss. So keeping that in mind, moving on to the euro dollar, the euro has been very, very strong. We still have a couple possibilities. I mean, there still is a possibility that the euro dollar is just a pullback within a downtrend. Definitely, definitely possible. But we are definitely looking for longs right now. While we're looking for longs, if it just goes up and rejects structure, breaks back down, we'll just simply stop looking for longs and start looking for shorts again. While we're looking for longs, if it just keeps going and makes a very impulsive move and just starts a brand new uptrend, then fine, we'll just continue to look for logs, right? So just taking it one leg at a time, we're looking for logs, and that's really the only thing that matters. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we got the breaker structure right here. I think now the current structure on the 1 hour is probably right here. So as long as it doesn't break this low right there, we are definitely looking for logs. It seems like it's a very impulsive move. I mean, it really isn't even respecting the 78%. So, this potentially could be a pretty decent turn on the higher time frames. Like I said, as long as it doesn't take this low right here, we're doing nothing but looking for longs. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go long now. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go short, but I definitely would be patiently waiting for pullbacks in order to go long again for the continuation of the uptrend. So really, as of right now, unless you're in from the Asian session or in from yesterday, really only strategy right now is to be waiting patiently for a new entry. Moving on to the pound dollar. Pound is definitely not as strong as the euro, but I mean, we are definitely starting to get, those engulfing moves to the upside. So we do know for sure that this wave is over. We don't know for sure whether this is going to be a correction within a downtrend or whether this is going to maintain impulsive movement like this. But while we look for longs, hopefully we're going to learn and earn whether it's impulsive or whether it's corrective. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we are definitely starting to break and hold above the 1 hour structure, which definitely should turn us bullish. Now, that doesn't mean I go long right away. I mean, we need to wait patiently for a proper pullback in order to go long. So, right now on this one, also, really the strategy is to be patiently waiting for a pullback, whether it happens today, whether it happens tomorrow, it doesn't really matter. We need to be patiently waiting for pullback entries in order to go long again while we learn and earn whether this is an impulsive movement on the daily and whether this turns into a corrective movement on the daily. Moving on to the Aussie dollar, I kind of go through these dollar pairs fast because the dollar index is where I spend most of my time. If I can figure out what the dollar index is doing, I pretty much know exactly what to do on the dollar pairs themselves. So the Aussie, kind of the same story. I mean, I was kind of expecting this to be a wave three and a wave four, and this to turn down again for a wave five, but the dollar index is looking pretty strong down. This is looking pretty strong up. There's always a possibility that this just maintains impulsive movement and just keeps going up. There's also a possibility that this makes a corrective move over the next several days or maybe even week or so and then turns back down. We will learn and earn as we go, right? Because now we're looking for logs. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, yesterday we had our structure right in here someplace. Ever since that break of structure, you potentially would have tried to go long there, you potentially would have tried to go long there. Now we're doing nothing but looking for logs. As long as it doesn't break this low, we're looking for logs. Definitely wouldn't try to go long now. Definitely wouldn't try to go short, but I definitely would patiently wait for another pullback in order to go long again, potentially for the continuation of this higher move on the daily time frame. Like I said, whether it's an impulsive move or whether it's a corrective move is what we're going to learn over the next several trading days. Moving on to the US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD is actually still very strong up. I mean, it really hasn't even engulfed down yet, but we did definitely put our Fibonacci retracement on there just because the other dollar pairs definitely had made a turn. So there's probably a pretty good chance that this is at least going to go down to that 38%, even if it is a correction. And if it really is some sort of a top, I mean, just like the other dollar pairs, it could possibly keep going down. My weekly time frame analysis really makes me think that this move is going to be a pullback within an uptrend, but we definitely will take it one step at a time and we'll definitely learn and earn as we go. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we are getting the break of structure. Yesterday, we had the break of structure, so now we're looking for logs. Now, this definitely looks like a five-wave downtrend. So it could possibly go up and break structure, make a pullback to the five waves down, and then just continue the downtrend later on. So really what I would like to see now is I would like to see a pullback start, and then I would like to throw my Fibonacci retracement on there, and then I would like to go short after patiently waiting for the pullback to complete. Now I don't have my fib on there yet because it doesn't really have to do any of that now. I mean, it could keep pushing down if it wants. The strategy right now is to be looking for shorts. I'm definitely not going to be chasing price and trying to go short at the end of a five-way move, but I definitely will wait patiently for a new pullback in order to go short again. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss definitely made a pretty strong turn. Did tap this little high right there. So, one thing we know for sure is that this wave is over. Whether it's an impulsive wave down or whether it's a corrective wave down, we do not know on any of the dollar pairs. And I don't really try to know because I would much prefer to allow the market to tell me whether it's going to do something like this or like this, or whether it's going to do something like this. There's definitely a big difference between an impulsive move and a corrective move, and you definitely can recognize that once you train your eyes to do so. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we got the breaker structure yesterday. It actually happened in the Asian session. Then we got a little pullback last night in the Asian session, and now bam, down it goes. Unfortunately, unless you're already short, really the only thing to be doing right now is to be waiting patiently for a new pullback to go short. My old mentor used to say all the time, the strategy right now is to either already be short from up here, or the strategy is to be patiently waiting for a brand new pullback. And I totally agree with that. I definitely wouldn't go short now. I definitely wouldn't go long now, but I definitely would wait patiently for a new pullback in order to go short. Moving on to gold. Gold is actually pushing up very hard. I've been saying that this is very clearly a wave four, but it's actually pushing up so hard that I'm actually starting to think that it's not a wave four and that this really is a bottom. We're probably actually already in, this is probably three waves down of A or one, probably an A, and now we're probably already in a B or a two, which means that it probably is going to go up a lot more. It's probably not going to do what I said it was going to do yesterday and just make a little wave four. It's probably going to just do something like this over the next several weeks, making some sort of a wave B or some sort of a wave two. Most likely it's an AB, and most likely we really are in a wave four on the weekly monthly time frame. And most likely this wave four is going to stretch out for right around 500 days from the top. And the top was over here on January 29th. So I would expect gold on the daily time frame to be in a very overlapping pattern basically all year long, maybe even part of next year. But anyways, short-term trading. Yesterday I was telling everybody to look for longs. If anybody was listening, you probably got a very nice trade right there. Now our stretch is way up here. Our next Fibonacci area is way up here, right above the 4,800 area, and there's probably a pretty good chance it's going to hit that. If it goes down and breaks structure, then fine, become bearish, but otherwise we are definitely looking for longs. And we are definitely waiting patiently for pullback entries in order to go long. I mean, this is very simple structure analysis. Look at this: higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Not really too much, no indicator required, no moving averages required. Just simple structure analysis tells you that ever since it broke way back here, you would have been doing nothing but looking for logs on pullbacks, right? And there's still no reason to do anything as long as it doesn't break this low, except for look for logs on pullbacks. Moving on to the US dollar yen, going down to the daily time frame. Dollar yen possibly might have found a top. If it did find a top, it's going to break this structure and eventually it will break this structure. So we are definitely looking for shorts right now. I mean, there's always a possibility that it's just a pullback to this last move up, and it bounces from a fib level and does something like this. But looking at all the yen pairs, there's also a very good possibility that the yen pairs have found a top. And if the yen pairs really have found a top, then we definitely want to be looking for shorts probably for quite some time. So moving on down to the 1 hour time frame, we had a break of structure several days ago, right here and right there. You know, after that, you could have potentially got short there, potentially short there. You might have got short someplace in here, and you would still be looking for shorts. As long as it doesn't break this high, we're definitely still looking for shorts. If this really is a top on the higher time frames, then it might not even break this high. It might just continue to make lower lows, lower highs, and it might just keep on trending down. But our current structure on the 1 hour is right here. If it breaks above there, then I would expect to see a wave B or wave 2 next, which would be a pullback to the whole move down. If it doesn't break above there, then this is all just subdivisions of a big downtrend. And if this really is a top on the higher time frames, then this is all just a subdivision of a very big downtrend. Moving on to the euro yen. A lot of the yen pairs do look like they are trying to find a top, but I mean, we definitely got impulsed down. This move up is probably very likely a pullback within a downtrend, so we are definitely technically still looking for shorts. Down on the 1 hour time frame, I am definitely looking at this move up as possibly a pullback. So what I want to see is I want to see a bounce from a fib level. It doesn't have to be the 61%, but it could be the 78%. But what I want to see is I want to see a bounce. I want to see a break of structure. Then I want to see a pullback in order to go short. If you're trading the super short time frames, like the below the 1 hour, then you would still be looking for longs because they could go down, make a higher low, go up here, and then break structure like that. So you could potentially still get some longs out of this thing, unless it goes down a big structure, then you would definitely start looking for shorts again. So this is what I always like to say, you know, take it one step at a time, one leg at a time, trade the current wave and allow the market to tell you when it's ready to turn. Moving on to the pound yen. Pound yen, same type of thing. You know, we have this big breakdown. I was like I've been saying, it's probably an A or a one. This whole move up is probably a B or a two. I would like to think that this is over, even though this does look very corrective and it does almost look like it could lead to another push up. But it went all the way down to the 150%, which kind of makes you think that potentially it is going to keep on going down, and maybe this really is the completion of a B or a two, and that we really are back into the downtrend. So we are looking at anything we see to the upside as possibly a pullback within a downtrend. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, you know, just simply following your structure the whole way down would have potentially had you looking for shorts over the last week or so. Our current structure is potentially right here. If it breaks and holds above there, then we definitely do need to become bullish. Otherwise, we would definitely be looking at this move up as likely just a pullback within a downtrend. So if you do get a nice little fib bounce, a nice little engulfing down, then I definitely would take it as a short. Like I said, we are looking for shorts in a downtrend. We are going short every single chance we get. And as long as it doesn't break this structure right here, we are definitely in a downtrend on the 1 hour to daily time frame. So anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, if you want to be part of a great trading community on Discord and you want to follow along with all my trades. As always, thank you for watching and happy trading.